There we go.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, thanks for joining, guys. This is our third meeting, week 3 of the EOS loss key recovery. As I just mentioned, we've identified action items a week ago. The goal today is just to check in on how we're progressing. So we could just, go through each of those. That's basically the agenda. Besides, identifying any new next steps or any new learnings. We just get started. So the first action item we had on the list here was to create contracts to verify the Ethereum signature. That was a Michael and Mini task. I don't know if Michael, you can share what's happening with that.
I think for that part, we're actually going to use the bit that was written by Kada. Is that right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that part, just I'm assuming it works and it's done. But we just need to integrate it with the other bits. So just
throw Mini down on that too, because a lot of the code was just copied from the EOSIO, what was it, UnregD?
UnregD.
And I think Mini was the one who wrote that.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah, Matthias and Mini.
And is that true that's complete now, or are you guys still working on that? Sorry, say that again.
Sorry, it was it was EOS Argentina. It wasn't just Mini, but that part's done.
Still, does it need testing and stuff for?
Yeah, it still needs testing, definitely.
Okay.
Kara, are you using the exact same function? Like, are you still using the tapos, block number, head number, all of those things, and taking in Ethereum's?
No, I had to change a few things because the CDT syntax changed.
Okay.
So I updated a few of the parameters for that. And I think a couple of the parameters were different for us. I changed those. But it's virtually the same. It's like 70 to 80% copy.
Yeah, okay. I think it'll be nice to know what parameters you feel has to be changed. The UI will,
I think the parameters are the same, aren't they? It's just how it's done internally is different.
I think it uses different types of stuff. I can look this up and post it to the group. I can't remember. It's been a couple weeks, so I can't remember exactly what I did.
Okay. It used to take 3 parameters: the signature, the account name, and an EOS public key. So yeah.
So at the moment, I think that's what we need to work out, because I looked at the code and I thought the strategy was going to be to send the key that you want as the message that you sign. But from looking at the code, it seems like it's actually going to be quite tricky to do that.
Oh no, it was done that way. The key also was part of the message. It was actually in the signature.
Yeah, it works like that. Right now it's working like that. I don't know the signatures, but we are testing the unreg version 2. That's what we were telling the other day. Yeah, right now it works like that. Like you can sign something, you send the key, update the account with a new key that you send.
Yeah, so I think, well, from what I saw, that in Kadar's code, it was happening in the wrong order. We didn't know the actual key until later on. But we'll check on that, because we need to store the key that they want to update it to.
Yeah, well, you check the unreg, the link to the GitHub repo that I sent last week, unreg version 2.
Okay, so Kadar's is built on version 1, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think that's
the
problem.
Oh, I see. I think that's what it is. So we modify the code. I remember. We added the something. Not too many lines, but then You have the latest code, right, Kara?
I have access to it. I don't think I think whatever I used was just what I found. Probably was version 1.
Yeah.
Matthias wrote it. He couldn't make it to this call, but maybe next call he can be there, or maybe we can arrange a call for only technical details about that for next week.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like next week, see if we can get him on the call.
But do you have any questions at all? Like it should all be, and so this is the final version that was actually deployed. They sent it on Zoom to everybody.
Um,
So is there an action item here? We need to do some further research on something. Am I catching that right?
okay, so it's signature account pub key string. Okay, I can just. This is exactly.
Yeah, so this code, it does everything. So it has the signature, the public key, and the account name. All that is within the signature. It just recreates everything on the reg account function. And then,
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we just need to store those two things: the account name and the new key.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
They will go into a verified table, and then when we call create proposal, then it will pull from that table and check that the person has validated.
Yeah, perfect.
So we just need to modify the bottom here where you're creating the account. We'll just create. Sorry, we'll create an MSIG instead. Correct?
No, I think it's probably going to be too long if we try and create the MSIG and the verification in one action.
Okay.
I worry that it would time out for some people. So actually, all it needs to do is put an entry into the table, the verified table, and then another action will pick it up from the table and create the MSIG.
Okay.
We can do those two actions sequentially, no problem.
Okay.
But I think they should be in two actions, because otherwise, yeah, we're going to have some user interface issues.
Yeah, you said you wanted to do a 30-day delay before doing the MSIG anyways, right?
Yeah, so I'll build that in. And so the date needs to go in there as well. Let me just... Yeah, so we need the account name, the date that it was verified, and the new key. Those three things.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So I'm not as technical as you guys, so some of that went over my head. Is there any particular action items that I should be capturing here to help move that forward?
Create smart contract. It's not ready for testing as such. I think it's ready for development.
Okay.
It's like we know what has to be done. I think Michael has a plan of what has to be done. We have the different components, like what Minnie just mentioned. We have Argentina's unregistered contract, and we have the plan as in terms of what will happen. So Michael just explained what's going to happen. So the same parameters come in, but then we create MSIG and so on. So that is, yeah. Michael, is it worth expanding that a little bit? So what will happen is we get the signature, the account name, the EOS key, the same three parameters as we do now, and we check if the signature matches as it does now. So and then it then stores it into a table. It'll say, yeah, this account name, this key, everything to create an MSIG, and then that's the end of the action there, right?
Yes, you can then display to the user, you verified your account key. There's now a 30-day waiting period.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, perfect. Very nice, very nice. And then if they come back later and if they enter their account name again, we check the table first and we show them, hey, it's still waiting 10 days to go, 5 days to go, 3 days to go, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And finally, when it's ready, the MSIG is ready. Very nice. Okay.
Yeah. There may be some complications in terms of who actually calls the actions. because I believe obviously it won't be them, so it'll be.
Yes. So with the unregged recall, we have an account which calls the reg account and all. But yes.
Yeah. We just need to double check that there's no require auths in there.
Okay.
I don't think there is.
Would it be accurate to say this is in progress, or has the development not actually started yet?
It's in progress. I'm working on the section which would add the MSIG after the 30 days.
Okay.
As far as user interface, I don't know.
Are you talking about this first item or the create smart contract Genesis MSIG?
Yeah, create smart contract MSIG.
Okay. This is in progress.
Yeah.
Not ready for testing, and it's kind of you've come along since the last meeting in terms of development on that. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Michael, have we done something like this before? I can't think of a place where we create an MSIG within the contract.
Yeah, we're breaking new ground here.
That's exciting. Do you have an indication on either of these two? Like on timelines, is this something that we could expect by the next meeting? We think they would be ready for testing, or too soon to tell?
Too soon to tell. I think we should. Yeah,
for the first one, we can be ready for testing by next week.
Yeah.
Just got to dedicate, set aside some time for it. It's not a long task or anything, and it's a known task.
Yeah,
cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, the MSIG should be possible to submit from the contract. But like I said, no one's ever done that, I don't think. So we'll encounter the problems of doing that when we get there.
Yeah.
It should be all right.
Who pays for the RAM for the MSIG? Will it be the account that calls the function? Oh, okay. Oh.
And they would, I guess, get the RAM back after it's completed.
Yeah. So it should be as long as it's basically the RAM is going to be as long as the queue is. So if we're processing them as soon as they come in, then it's going to be very less.
Yeah.
If we wait a month, then it will get quite long.
Yeah, cool.
But I think we can work together and chip in for some RAM on that. We need to work out what the ballpark is. It shouldn't be too huge because they're only set auths. They're not set code or anything like that.
Cool.
Okay.
Do you have anything else to add on that item?
No.
Cool. How about verify no activity on EOS account off chain? That was assigned to Kadar. And we have something here to look into an ability to check Ethereum account for value, trying to identify stolen Ethereum account.
Okay. This is all very doable. I don't have the exact script in, but I wrote a bunch of just like test code to test specific accounts. The harder, I'm at the doable part for the verify no activity.
Oh, okay.
The checking the ETH account to identify stolen accounts is much harder.
Okay.
Blake actually was helpful in this. He sent a couple accounts over that have been hacked. It seems like most accounts, when they get hacked, have a series of transactions where people try and clear all the tokens out. And one of those tokens they try and clear is the EOS account, or the EOS token, the ERC20. And that one's frozen, so you get a bunch of failed transactions. That seems to be like the signature of a hacked account right now. You can't just use, I haven't been able to use just the fact that the account's empty, because there was a couple accounts that never had more than like 0.1 Ether in them in the first place.
Yeah.
Or didn't have anything but those EOS tokens in there. So there's no real proof that it was ever hacked. Like you look at it, it seems like they could have just sent a transaction on their own.
Yeah.
So wait, are you talking about, it sounds like you're talking about that you're verifying no activity on the Ethereum account?
So we're verifying there's no account on the EOS account on chain. That part's easy. We also want to make sure the Ethereum account hasn't been hacked, so that somebody isn't fraudulently trying to claim that the EOS. So just by verifying there's no account on EOS, that actually should cover some of it. But just in case you want to check the ETH account as well and make sure somebody's not impersonating the user, and that part's a little bit harder.
Cool. I don't see, do we have a separate Ethereum account check here somewhere, or that's part of this? Should I clarify here that this is a verify no activity on EOS account, and that ETH account isn't hacked?
Yeah.
And the part that's very doable is the EOS part. The Ethereum one is a little trickier, but also doable. Did I understand that right?
I'd say we could probably get it with like 90-95% accuracy. I don't think you can hit 100%. There'd be,
Okay.
Yeah.
You feel confident on the EOS piece, but it's the Ethereum one that's the potentially some.
Yeah, and that's what the extra 30-day delay is for, and yeah, so that in case one of these slips through the cracks.
No, the initial 30-day delay is to allow somebody to create an account, to create an action on their account so that it fails the next test.
Okay.
Because the multi-sig will have a 30-day expiry as well. So it's 30 days with no MSig, where people can have the chance to create an action on the EOS account.
Right.
And then 30 days for the BPs to run this script to verify. Was it?
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just wondering, is multiple attempts to withdraw the EOS tokens, is that a very clear sign?
I've seen 3 hacked accounts where all of that was the case, but I don't have a large enough data set of hacked accounts to really be able to prove. Yeah.
And do we have a data set of non-hacked accounts of people doing that too?
We have plenty of non-hacked accounts. That's not an issue.
Yeah, because I could imagine just a noob who's not hacked, doesn't know their EOS is locked, and they're trying to transfer it out and keep trying and could raise a red flag. So in this, you said we could probably verify with 99% accuracy. In the case where we're wrong, that 1%, what is the what does that mean to that account? Does that mean that someone could potentially have their account keys changed without improperly, or does it just mean they would be excluded? Someone with a lost key would be excluded from participating.
I think it would fail the automated approval, and it would say, look, there's something wrong with this account. We can't be sure. You should verify it yourself and personally check whether you think this is okay before verifying.
Okay, but they would be able to correct it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And they would have the 30-day. Yeah.
So if we don't see any sign of hacked Ether account, we can probably say, yeah, this looks fine, and approve it automatically. But if we see things like multiple attempts to withdraw EOS tokens and all tokens, then we can say, look, this does look dodgy. You should verify it manually and approve manually if you still think it's okay.
Kira, what kind of balances did we have on the account? Were they all wiped out, or did they have?
There was no Ether balance. There was a couple trivial tokens that looked like they'd been cleared out, but they were very trivial tokens. So we'd have to check for fives. If we'd have to check the top 1,000 tokens or something, be able to identify those, those tokens that got cleared.
Or could we ask people to keep an ETH balance to make their account look better? I don't know. Some way to signal that they still control the account and it's not hacked.
If it is hacked, then they would be controlling the account.
Yeah.
No, but if it's hacked, it means everybody has the same private key, right? So if the hacker were to top up the account, I could,
the hacker could top it up to pretend it's not stolen.
But then as soon as the person sees that, they can be hey, perfect, they withdraw the funds. So
another option is that Blake has a whitelist, a blacklist of hacked accounts. We could use that blacklist as a primer.
Yeah. I think as many tests as we can add,
Yes,
the
yes,
better.
yes.
We can come to some sort of confidence as to whether it was
Yeah.
hacked or not.
Yeah, yes, yes.
It's not going to be perfect. It never is. And it may sometimes require the
Yeah,
blockchain.
no, I agreed. I think if we could do something like if they maintain an Ethereum balance for like 5 days, 10 days, the longer we have more confidence that it's not hacked or something like that.
Do we want to spend some time coming up with those tests now, or is that an offline activity?
I think offline.
Okay. Anything? And so research is complete. You haven't started any development though on that yet. Is that right?
No, the research isn't even complete yet. I still need to run a few more tests and stuff on it.
Cool. Anything else to add?
Not for that one.
I think, Daniel, if we just, I like the list of items. If we can group the items together, that'll be nice. So the first two definitely come first and they are together. The verify no account activity and the script are together. The tool comes in between the smart contract and the verify. The verify is like a thing in the end, I think. So between the two, after the 2 points, Michael, shouldn't we add the tables? What kinds of tables we'll have on the server, on the chain?
Yeah, so on the chain, we would have the verifications table, which contains the account name, the date, and the new.
Yes.
I think that's it. Otherwise, then we move into
there should be one more table which has a list of unused accounts, right? Do we not?
Sorry, yeah. With the yeah. So we're going to have our whitelist.
Okay.
And yeah, we'll check that before we proceed any further.
Okay.
Which we fill up with the add command.
Is that a new action item that needs to be added?
Yeah. So I think Michael, sorry, Daniel. So you have point 1 and 2. Below point 1 and 2, if you add something like contract tables, that'll be a new point. And then if we just say, Michael mentioned, one is the whitelist of EOS accounts that are unused, and the other one is a table with all the
verifications.
Verification table?
Yeah. It will contain the public address, Ethereum address, and that stuff.
And who do we have? Someone who's going to be owning these items?
Yeah, that's all part of my part. Yeah, it's all within that second section.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we're just writing it so that we're all clear on what.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think that's important that everyone's clear on, what exactly we're doing, who's responsible for what, and it's good to check back on. So yes, thank you for that.
Michael, do you feel like we'll need an action to somehow to prune the whitelist at all periodically? I know we have the verification action, so it's not. On the unreached contract, we have a way to like modify the table, and there is a change address function. It just goes in and deletes.
I don't think it's really necessary.
Okay.
It's going to save a little bit of RAM. That's all, really.
Yeah. Okay. No,
I can probably remove them from the table once they've passed verification. So I remove them from the whitelist.
Okay.
Then that's going to cause you problems with the error message.
No, I think that's good, because one thing I was worried about was if we have people who try so many times, even after they create their account, they keep going back to the unregistered.
Yeah.
So it's good to somehow check if they're either on the verification table or on the whitelist.
Yeah. So if I can remove them from the whitelist, and then you can check if they exist in the verifications table already.
Yeah, exactly. That'll be fine. Yeah. Okay.
So is this something that's in progress, or what's the status on this one?
That's all in progress with the one above.
Cool. And then this one here, Rohan, tool to allow. It looks like we already had identified previously that this is complete. Is that true?
Yeah, we have a tool for the unregistered contract which lets people sign with their Ethereum key and on MetaMask and on so there's MetaMask support and also hardware wallet support, Ledger and Trezor. So all that is fine, but it obviously is only used for the unregistered. But yeah, it's the same. It's the same thing. So
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
error messages and stuff need to be
Yes.
changed and
yes.
slight tweaks.
Okay, so would say tweaking in progress.
Yeah, exactly. But
And then it'll need to be
I
still
haven't
tested
started.
and everything after.
I haven't started work here in earnest. I think when Michael's done with this more complicated stuff, and we know that this is not going to change, I think we can then start. But it shouldn't take too long. So I'd say contracts first, and
Cool.
then
And this was something that you had previously created for the what was it again? The
unregistered. Yes.
unregistered. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Anything else to add to that one?
Yeah, I think the last point you can merge it with this one that you just wrote now. So the portal for submitting and checking, it's going to be the same. It's all going to be the same too.
That's part of this here.
Yes. So it's all part of that portal tool to be able to sign. So, yeah.
Cool. And that I'm guessing you're going to wait until everything else is done before you build that.
Yeah, I think maybe the next call, I think Michael and Kedar will be much more happier with what they're trying, and then we can then start. But actually, we started today. We took a copy of the unregistered completely, and we started today. So yeah.
Great. Cool. Anything else to add to that item?
Oh, that's
Okay. We talked about this one already. The other one here, script to call smart contract to generate MSIG after 30 days. That was assigned to Kedar. Do we have any updates?
There's no point in doing it now. The moment Michael finishes his portion.
Yeah, that's
we can
literally
figure that
one
out.
action.
Yeah, it's trivial.
Yeah.
Everyone's waiting for you, Michael.
Oh no.
Sorry. What solves this? There's work being done.
Right. So
It's just a very, very small function that we would need to. I think it would actually be on the front end, right?
Yeah, no, we could do it. So we could set it up as a cron job, and it could just keep doing it. That's
Yeah,
fine.
we could even do that. Yeah, instead of them coming back.
Yeah, the same account that submits. Yeah. All of
we
this.
have a whole series of cron jobs for Everpedia, and we can just throw this one into the loop. I have an account that has thousands of EOS stake just doing transactions.
Wow.
So.
That's nice.
So did I hear we're not cutting it after all?
Oh, we're not cutting it. Sorry, no. It'll be there. It's just very simple to do, so we're not going to bother doing it until the end.
Yeah.
Okay. Save for later. Super easy. Time delay to create MSIG to give EOS account holder time to make transaction. 30 days to create, 90 days to approve. Consider including more than top 30 BPs.
Yeah, that's all part of the original one. I don't think we need that there as well.
So that's a cut completely, or loop it into. Okay.
It's part of that first block.
Yeah.
It's just another scope item in that top block. I think you've already got 30-day delay in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just cut it. Cool.
Yeah.
The only thing that's worth mentioning is should we include more than 30 BPs? But then we wouldn't need to, Michael, because after 30 days we create the MSIG, and then it'll be approved fairly quickly, hopefully. So
yeah, it shouldn't take 30 days for the approval. So I think we can get away with top 30. I don't think we need top 50 or anything.
Okay.
So never mind that one.
No, never mind. No. I think in the beginning the idea was to create the MSIG immediately, and then later. But this works fine. Yeah.
Right. Cool. So I guess that's everything besides communications, which I'm on. I'm gonna be. I think seems like there's appetite from the community to get a little more in depth into what's the status. So I think I'll do another Medium post, basically just outlining this stuff here, letting people know where we're at. Perhaps I'll post the video if people are interested. I don't know how exciting it is, but some people like that kind of thing. Oh yeah, the other thing, we had identified some other tasks for later. Create an EOSIO account, load is there anything else we need to be adding to this later list, or do we want to talk about these items? I'm assuming no one's been looking at these.
Oh, those are deployment details.
Yeah, so we save that for the end.
Yeah, once it's gone through testing and everything, we can. It's not a tough problem. It's just it needs to be done.
Okay. Any new learnings or changes that are worth capturing besides what we already captured, like we're removing some scope?
I think
No.
And any next steps? I feel like we're clear on next steps just based on that exercise we did here. But is there anything else that we're missing that we should be identifying here as a next step?
I think we're fine. I think there are a lot of accounts that haven't bothered doing anything on EOS. I don't know if Rex or something will change stuff. So we keep an eye on the accounts. We can see a slight modification on the numbers. We have our page updates every 6 hours. The number of accounts that are unused accounts. And we can see it changing every day. I don't know. Maybe if something big were to happen, like Rex or something, we'll see a significant drop in the number of unused accounts. Just guessing.
But realistically, that's just saving our RAM for the initial load, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, that's right. Yes.
I mean, it shouldn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're assuming that 99% of these people have both EOS and ETH key.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know personally tons of people who they haven't lost their keys, they just haven't touched their EOS account because there isn't a wallet that they trust out yet, or they're speculating and they have no reason to touch them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sum at the moment is 100. I think maybe it's worth noting it just for when you come back to this. So 10 January today, you have 102,400 accounts unused and 99 million EOS.
2,400 accounts and 99 million?
102,400 accounts. 102,400 accounts unused. Yeah, and 99.394 million EOS. Yeah, it's nearly 10%.
There was only 160,000 accounts at Genesis.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
That's an insane amount of unused accounts.
Crazy. Yeah.
How many are there?
163,000 Genesis accounts, of which 102 are unused. So that's like what percentage is it? 102 by 163, like 62%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. I think people are just holding.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I have a feeling the majority of those are safe.
Oh, the largest single accounts like 3.2 million. We've got a couple of accounts at that range.
Wow.
We haven't done anything.
Yeah, so those are probably funds and things like that, or just holders who are probably not going to touch it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's one of the tests we should make as well. I don't know if we want to flag large accounts for manual verification.
Yes.
Sure, is that an action item we should add here?
Yes, I think probably on this.
Is that part?
Yeah. So along with the verify no activity, something along those lines. Yeah.
Yeah. I think maybe we should fail the automatic approval if it's over a certain.
Yeah. We can ask Blake what the largest amount he's seen is on his spreadsheet or whatever that people come to him with.
There was some fun big ones though. I can't remember how big.
Yeah, I think having an upper limit might be good. So
So what would that do? We would, if reaches a certain threshold, we would put more rigor into checking. Like, what's the idea there?
Yeah, it would fail the automatic approval, and you'd have to manually go in and approve something that large.
Cool. Anything else?
I think that's good.
Awesome. So that was relatively efficient. I don't think I have anything else to add for this meeting today. Are you guys all good to aim to do the same time next week?
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
You can say.
And anything before we call it a meeting? Anything else anyone has to say?
Yeah. Good luck, Michael. Yeah.
Don't let us down.
I'll draft something up to kind of let the community know the progress we've made. I'll share it with you guys before sharing it more broadly.
Yeah. Perfect. Cool.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Bye.